Okay. What's the first question? Yep. 9. So that's what that looks like. So it's asking for the range of the function. What is the range? What's the definition of the range? Yep.
We combined outputs of the equation.
Yep. All the outputs that this function will give you. Can we express what all the possible outputs are? Yes. Between 20 and 60. 20 to 60, or since y is the output, y needs to be bigger than 20, or less than 60, or equal to 20 or equal to 60 is fine. These are just two different ways we could say it. We could say y needs to be between 20 and 60. Okay. You can see that there's the function exists here, but nowhere here. There is no output here. If we look on the y-axis, we don't see any function here. If we look above 60, we won't see any function up there. Okay? So you look at all the valid outputs, and that's what you list. If we had something like this, that's 6, and our function from here to there. And then from here to there. What would be the range of this function?
From 1 to 3 and 5 to 6.
From 1 to 3, we have valid outputs. So if y is greater than or equal to 1, at the same time less than or equal to 3, we also have from 5 to 6. So all the values of the output that are valid. And if we wanted to look at the range would be, let's say, from 1 to 2, and then nothing in here, and then from 3 to 4. Just rough guesstimating it there. What's the next question? Yeah. 32? 32. There's the point -4, 2. And 4, -3. We're supposed to find the slope between those two. We don't need to draw the line, we just need to find the slope between the 2 points. How do we find slope? What is the slope?
Rise over run.
Rise over run. Vertical change over the horizontal change. Okay? And what's the vertical change from here to here? Here to here. How much does that change? What's that?
4.
4?
6.
6?
5.
5? You got a lot of answers. 4, 5, or 6. 5. From here to there goes 2, and from there to there goes 3. Or, if we remember, the slope is equal to y2 minus y1. Okay, we'll concentrate on that first part. If we call this point 2 and this point 1, then be y of 2, y of point 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus the y of 1 is 2. Okay, so depending on how we look at it, 5 or negative 5, it'll all work out in the end. Over x2 minus x1, so we just need to make sure that if we use this y is or if this y came from this point, this first x needs to come from this point as well. So what is the horizontal change from here to there? Should be 8, okay? Now we'll just do y2. y2 is 4 minus negative 4. And what's 4 minus negative 4? 4 minus negative 4 is 8, so negative 5 over 8. If you were to do it the other way, call the other point 2, and the point that I called 2 you called 1, you would just get 5 over negative 8, that's the same thing. Negative divided by positive negative divided by negative is negative. Negative 5/8, or 5 over negative 8. Negative 5 over 8, it's all the same. Okay. 20. So once to write this in slope-intercept form, how do we know that an equation is in slope-intercept form?
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b, so we get y by itself. That's the easiest way we can say it. Alright, so one little thing at a time, now we're going to get y by itself.
Subtract 2/3.
Subtract 2/3, okay. So 1/3 x minus 2y. If we subtract 2/3 from 2/3, we get 0, and 0 minus 2/3 is negative 2/3. What's next?
Subtract 1/3.
Subtract just 1/3.
X.
1/3 x.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and now we're almost there, almost got y by itself.
Divide all of it by -2.
Divided by -2. So y equals, what do we do with this? How do we divide negative 1/3 by -2 and negative 2/3 by -2?
Turn -2 into a fraction.
Okay. So instead of negative 1/3 times, or instead of negative 1/3 divided by -2, we could make it negative 1/3 times negative 1/2. And instead of negative 2/3 divided by -2, we could do negative 2/3 times negative 1/2. Okay. So negative times negative is positive. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, we got a positive here. 2 over 6. Well, these could cancel. We could do 1/3. Now it's in slope-intercept form. X plus b. All of you that are so silent are silent because you're just so darn ready.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah?
It's not like I don't understand it. On number 50 through 52.
Yeah.
The F and then the 5 in parentheses, doesn't the 5 go for the X?
You can see how, well, we call the function f, and we tell you that x is the input, and then see how x gets replaced with 5. That's exactly what should happen on the other side, replace x with 5.
Alright.
As opposed to 53, which gives you that f of x is equal to 3x plus 4, and then it says f of x equals 13. Now, in this case, is x replaced with 13? replace with 13? Y, the output. This is Y. F of x represents the output of the function, so does y, they represent the same thing. So this goes right there in for f of x. So 13 equals 3x plus 4.
But in 53, 52, would you put the 5 in for both the x's or just for the y? Like,
So like for 50, f of x equals 4x plus 9. And then, I mean, we would put a 5 there. There's nothing that's happening here, like mathematically. There's no operations, there's no multiplication or addition or subtraction or division that's happening here. It's just saying the function with the name f is going to get 5 put into it, meaning in for x. So on the other side, we do that. And here's where the math stuff happens. No math is happening here. There's nothing to solve for. There's nothing to divide. We don't need to divide by 5, get f by itself. We don't need to do anything like that. F of 5 means what you get out of f when you put in 5. Okay? So f of 5 is just the result. Okay? This just is going to stay like this. It's just the result of putting 5 in for x here. So we're going to get 29. 20 plus 9 is 29. That's it. No divide by 5. No figure out what f is. F is just the name of the function. It's not a variable you're solving for. Okay. So what this is saying is f has an output of 29 when x equals 5. That's what this whole thing says. When you put 5 into f, you get 29. Other questions? Yes?
42.
22 or 42?
42.
You said 42? Okay. The weight W of a plank varies directly with its length. Okay, L. A 7.5-foot plank weighs 30 pounds, write the equation relating W and L. So it says, the key thing here, first key thing is that it says W and L vary directly, or W varies directly with L. What does it mean to say? There's a specific definition for this varies directly with that. What is that specific definition?
Y varies directly with x.
We could call this Y, we could call this X.
Wait, what are you asking?
I'm asking, what does it mean? If I say Y varies directly with L, it means something. What does it mean? Without knowing this, we can't do this problem.
They equal each other?
W equals L? W and L are always the same?
No, never mind.
We're not too far off. It does mean that there's an equation that we can write that relates W and L. What does that equation look like? I asked you on this right here, 46. I mean, what are you guys doing when you're getting ready for the test? I'm giving you this and you just go home and don't look at it? 46 right here asks you, what does it mean y varies directly with y varies directly with x? Or what's the definition of direct variation? You should know this. I've asked you it specifically. You should know what's coming. So I'm asking you now, what does it mean if y varies directly with L? Yeah?
Does it mean like
W.
W equals L times something?
Yeah. W equals, and usually we'll put that something first, but yeah, L times something times L, it's the same thing. That's direct variation. It means that something times your independent variable, X or L or whatever it is, gives you your dependent variable, W or Y or whatever. So that's the definition, that's exactly what it means. So if I were to say, ask you this question on the test, what does it mean? What does direct variation mean? You should be able to tell me what it means. And I've asked you this so many times. Shouldn't feel like I'm not preparing you for this. I ask you all the time. I ask you to know this over and over and over. You should know this. Okay? So if W is equal to A times L, then they go on to say that a 7.5 foot plank weighs 30 pounds. Write an equation that relates W and L. Meaning, we want to know what A is. If we knew what A was, we could write this equation, but we don't know what A is yet. Can we find A? We certainly can find A.
30 pounds.
What's that?
30?
Is it 30? You get 30 because it weighs 30 pounds? If it weighs 30 pounds, then what in this equation is 30?
Oh, W.
W is 30. Okay. What else do we know? The length is 7.5. 7.5. We don't know what A is yet. Can we figure out what A is? How do we figure out what A is? Divide both sides by 7.5. So 30 divided by 7.5 is 4. Okay. A is 4. So what is the equation that relates W to L? If I have L, I can figure out W. What equation gives me that? Almost. A is the thing that is the constant of variation that you like multiply everything by. You want to be able to plug in L. Right? L is your variable. So W equals 4 times whatever L is. See, in this case, we would take 7.5 times 4 to get 30. And since it's direct variation, we know that any other length just needs to get multiplied by 4 to give you W. So if the length was 10 multiplied by 4, the weight is 40 pounds. That works. Other questions? Yep.
So I was not here yesterday, I didn't know about the review packet, so
Mhm.
should I take the same study or should I just go right into the test?